There's a third theory out there that I personally think has some traction, and it's got to do with Alan Weisselberg, the Trump Organization's former chief financial officer, who's currently serving a 5-month sentence at Rikers after pleading guilty to unrelated tax fraud charges. This is from the New York Times last month. Quote, Manhattan prosecutors this week warned that they might file new fraud charges against Alan Weisselberg, a longtime top executive at Donald Trump's real estate business, increasing pressure on Weisselberg to cooperate in a broader investigation into the former president, end quote. Weisselberg's an interesting story. He was one of Donald Trump's closest confidants all his life. He's due to get out of jail next month, so if someone's trying to pressure him to testify against Trump, now's the time. Our colleagues at WNBC have also confirmed tonight that Weisselberg's attorneys, Nick Gravante and Mary Mulligan, who were being paid for by the Trump Organization to represent Weisselberg, are no longer representing him. It's a big deal, one that could potentially explain the delay. All right, a lot of questions here for a guy who knows nothing about the law. Joining us now is Karen Agnifilo, former Chief Assistant District Attorney for the former Manhattan District Attorney Cy Vance. Karen, thank you for being here.
I'm very intrigued by the fact that Alan Weisselberg no longer is being represented by those lawyers.
Tell me what that means, because that is interesting. We work to confirm this through the course of the day. These are the two lawyers who have represented him through this case, and he's a remarkable story because this is a guy who, at his advanced age, decided he was going to go to jail and not cooperate. I'm sure they gave him all sorts of options to not go to jail, and he's in jail now. So tell me what this means that his lawyers are not representing him.
It could mean one of two things. Number one, the case is over and
doesn't need the lawyers
anymore.
Right.
They were just representing him on that one case. Or more likely, I think, is there was this pressure campaign put on him saying, while he's in Rikers, do you like being there? Because we're about to bring other charges. And if he testified in the grand jury, you wouldn't necessarily know it because he'd be brought in through the back door because he's incarcerated.
Right.
So just unlike the other people who either, like Michael Cohen, who tells people that he testified, or Bob Costello, who tells people that he testified, other witnesses, we know about them because we see them going in and out of the building. You wouldn't necessarily see Alan Weisselberg. So it's possible he's already testified. We just don't know.
Now, he probably wouldn't. He'd have a lawyer of some sort, right? Would we know about that?
No, we would not know about that necessarily.
If he didn't tell us.
So exactly.
Right.
Because it's all secret. But it is interesting that those lawyers that were paid for by the Trump Organization, if he is cooperating, that would make sense why the Trump Organization is no longer going to pay for his lawyers.